Hello. Hi to whoever's watching. If you're watching, then hey. Um, this isn't like anything special or whatever. Um, Hi, if you don't know me, ako si Mando or AE. Now my dandruff coming through. Ew. Anyways, very real. I don't know why. I just got a lot of dandruff now after dyeing my hair. Again, it's because probably of my burnt ass scalp. Just don't mind it if you see it. Just let it be. Anyways, um, there's really no point why I decided to make a vlog today. Um, I was just something just came to mind. I just got not triggered, but like a thought was triggered after reading, because I've been reading AUs a lot now. AUs as in like alternate universe. It's basically fan fiction on Twitter. I'm reading fan fiction on Twitter about a fandom that I recently just got into. Not that much. I got into the fandom because of the stories, honestly. But, So today, let's tell you why you're here. Why I'm here is because the AU I'm currently reading right now talks about the main, not the main, but like the I think it is the main story, like plot, aside from it being like a love thing, like a romantic thing. The main story is that the one of the love interests is or not is a victim or not a victim, survivor. I don't know. I don't really like the term survivor, but victim doesn't sound good either. A person that went through, that's a better word. A person that went through sexual assault when they were young, as a child, young. The fuck. Anyways, but yeah, and if you don't know me, hi, ako si Mando. If you don't know me, then hi. But if you know me and you're like one of the close people that I have, you probably already know this, but when I was young, it's really weird, like saying it on video and doing it on video. Oh, and I'm gonna try and do my makeup because I'm really like just out of it, but probably not. I'm just gonna do my brows. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna use this. Anyways, yes, when I was young, I did went through something like that. I don't. It's weird saying it like out loud. It's weird saying it out loud. Like I'm gonna unpack this all today, cause like why not? But yeah, it's weird saying it as sexual assault because during that time and when it was happening, it did not feel like an assault. And even still now, I'm really like weird about like how to gauge and how to like talk about this. Cause like I never really talked to anyone with the same experience as me, or like someone that I respect, someone that I know I can trust, like that really understands what I went through or any amount what I went through. Because I've talked to people that have been sexually assaulted and sexually harassed, and I don't know if it's discrediting them, but I don't feel like when I talk to them, I don't feel seen or heard. And those people are not in my lives anymore, so I don't really know if that has to do anything, but I digress. I digress. I'm just kidding. Um, yeah. I've never really went to therapy about this or like a psychiatrist or whatever because that's a whole different ball game. And I'm broke. Like I cannot afford to go to a psychiatrist to go do that. So when COVID happened, I personally took a lot of time like processing actually what happened because to spare you of the details, when it was happening, I was like very young, like below 10. And it happened multiple times with three different people within my family. They know who they are. I'm not going to disclose who they are, but some people in my family do know who they are. If anyone in my family sees this, then hey, sorry you had to find out through this cuz I don't really have the balls to tell y'all, and frankly, I don't really think y'all would care enough to actually listen to me. And like this was like 10 plus years ago, so the statute of limitations probably over. Like nothing will happen. Nothing will happen if I talk about this. I'm just talking about it. I'm not gonna press charges. Nobody's gonna press charges about anything because like, bitch, hello, the fuck. Anyways, to give you a kind of detailed um term of events, it was a grandfather of mine that has passed now. I think. I don't know if they had passed. I think they have. Yeah, I think they have passed. Or no, maybe not. Oh yeah, I think they did. Anyways, not immediate grandfather, not like my mom's parents or my dad's parents. No, it was like my grandma's brother, and he was the first, and you know, not but like he had disguised it as a game, all that, blah 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 blah. And I was like very young, and during this time, I was very, I was already in a very wounded place. Like I was already in like a state where I was very, not only was I a child, like I was a child, I was very impressionable, but I was in a place where I wasn't feeling the warmth of my parents because my mom was in another country. I'm not blaming her. I'm not blaming anybody in my parents, nobody, because they they wouldn't they don't know till now. I don't know if they don't know. They probably have an idea, but you know, it's like, but like they couldn't have done anything, anyways. And yeah, so my mom wasn't here, and my dad they had separated, so I was basically living with my grandma. And you know, my grandma, love her to death. Like I love her now. She's like my only grandma now. So she's the only other grandma I have that's alive. So I'm gonna love her. I'm gonna help take care of her and shit. But she wasn't the warmest towards me when I was a kid, I would say. She did show favoritism, and she still does show favoritism to a certain bloodline. They know who they are. No hate. Just acknowledging facts. Not acknowledging facts. So yeah, I was in a state where I was craving warmth and love. Cause my brother wasn't really open to being a brother, cause he was a teen. We did have a 10-year, not 10, like 9-year age gap. So like he was going through his own shit. So he didn't really have the bandwidth to like take care or like be a brother. Which I don't fault him, cause like I'm I went through his age where when it happened, and I was like, yeah, I'm going through it. I'm going through it. I understand now. But, like, again. So, when it first happened, I kept craving it. I kept craving it. Because I was like, oh, this is love. This is love. This is the only time I felt warmth from person that was supposed to give me warmth. So, I kept going back. And again, like, I'm a child, so, like, you know, not to blame me, but also kind of my fault also. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to explain. It's like it really is hard to explain. And any other person would be like, oh, "No, you were a kid," but like again, you weren't there and you didn't know how I was feeling. So like, you know, I knew it was wrong. It didn't take me. It took me like a few months to realize that what we're doing is not right. This is not like a, a child should not be doing this. But even after that, I did still keep going back to it with that first person because I don't know. I don't want to call myself a slut because I'm not a slut. But like I was like really alone, and that was like the only time I felt happy. Like looking back, it was like looking back at that time, I was a happy kid. Yeah, like I had happy memories with my cousins. Yeah, but I felt the most happy when I went to where my that grandfather lived, cause hello, bitch, and every time he would do it, and you know, a few years later he would like stop because I didn't understand at first why. Then I realized that he didn't want to get caught. That's why. So there was another instance after that where there's my cousin now. So like I was like when that happened with my grandpa for like time time for timeline's sake, he was I was like out of prep going into grade 1 or grade 1. Yeah. So like, you know. Oh yeah, I was going into grade 1, grade 2. When I met with my cousin on the other side of my so these are different sides of family. The first one was another side of the family. Well, I'm just gonna say it was my mom's side. And then the next one was my dad's side, which was my cousin. And he was so shocked when I first gave him oral because he was like, how do you know this? Like, how do you know how to do this? You're a kid. But he didn't, like, he still let it happen. When it was happening with him, it was very obvious that he only wanted, like, to just release. Um, I still kept coming back after that, too. Because, again, I don't know, there was, like, a part of me that opened up to being open to that at a young age. It's sad to think. Like, it's sad to say, but, like, what else can you do, honestly? But, you know, we had got we had gotten caught actually by his brother, and he was like saying, "Don't do this, don't do that," blah blah blah. So we kind of stopped, but you know, we kind of just low keyed after. But yeah, his brother was like keeping an eye out, like really keeping an eye out after that. So, oh, by the way, I'm sick. That's why I'm kind of like quiet. But yeah, he was keeping an eye out after that. So there didn't really, nothing really happened with that afterwards. And then afterwards, another relative from my mom's side, I think he's my uncle, don't really know, but he's a relative. He kind of stayed with us for a bit. This was like me, grade three. This was like me, grade three. Yeah. So grade three, yeah, I think it was grade three or grade four. Yeah, no, no, it was grade three, because we were in our house in Makati, Sampaguita. If you know, you know. But yeah, we were living there, and one of our relatives was also living with us. He was just there, and he kind of did the same thing with my grandpa did. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna show you something," blah 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 blah, and then he was also shocked that I knew how to do it. So I told him, "Hey," I told him where I learned it from. Anyways, I laugh about this now, even though it's not it's not something to laugh about. It really isn't. But like, this was like, I don't know like how else to cope with things, especially to this. I know how to cope with things, kind of, not really. As you can tell that I'm making this video, the fuck. But like, especially like to this like level, like I don't know. I don't know how to talk about this. Like I don't know how I should talk about it. I probably should be talking it in a more serious tone. I am talking in a serious tone, but like, you know, but like, you know, more serious. But like, what can I do? This is how I am. Anyways, I think I've just always brushed it off. But yeah, that is the truth. I've always brushed it off till like COVID when I was 16. Because it was like, oh, it's just like a sex experience. Like, I thought I was mature. I really thought I was mature when I was like, oh, it's just another experience. Girl, you're fucking 10. Girl, you're 8. You're 9. What are you talking about? Looking back, like, bitch, who the fuck you talking about? Who you talking? Like, why you talking like this? Why you talking like this is not normal? And I didn't have any friends to talk about it with because A, it was not normal, which is also why I think I had a hard time making friends. Not only did I have a hard time making friends, I think all like looking back, I don't even need a therapist to like say it, but like looking back, you're a very sad child. Like I was a very like sad child that I was just hiding. Maybe I was just hiding it really well cuz like people really didn't think I don't like look like now I'm thinking like did people really think that I was just an okay child back then cuz like I was a brat. I was a bitch. Now I'm just I'm think of I'm not gonna cry. But like think about it. Like no one thought nobody thought that shit like that would happen to me or shit like that happened to me or anything. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But like, you know, going back, yeah, after that, I would like look for it in after that when those people weren't giving it to me anymore, which is like good, but like bitch you shouldn't have done it, like they shouldn't have done it in the first place because A, you're a child. I started looking for it in other people. So when I was like when I had my first phone, that's when I first downloaded Grinder. I had my first phone when I was like 11, 12, yeah, around that age, 11 or 12, and I was like ooh, because I've heard of Grinder before, because back then nobody really talked about being gay, and only people that were talking about being gay were like adults and adult things. So 11, I knew what Grinder was, I knew what BDSM was, all that, because of YouTube. I'm not blaming YouTube. YouTube raised me well. This is how, like, I thank YouTube for teaching me how to speak English like this, but like it really taught me things that I shouldn't have learned. Like, baby, you should not be learning about douching. The dogs are fighting. Anyways, like you should not have learned about douching when you were like 11 or 12. Cause who are you fucking? Who are you fucking? Well, apparently people, cause you have 20 bodies. But yeah, so like after like that age, oh, I was very unhappy. I think they did get the gist that I was unhappy. Maybe. I'm just like piecing together things. Because for a year, I went to a different country to stay with my mom. And I was like, I didn't thrive, but I was better. I think being away from the people that did do that to me kind of helped. And was like, yo. It's like, yo, it kind of helped. And that I wasn't, you know. But when I came back, it was like nothing happened. And I came, and it became a whore again. And yeah, after that, I started looking for people on Grinder, blah 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 blah, all that, and I wasn't really happy. Like looking back, I wasn't a happy kid. There was no place I was like comfortable. I was more comfortable in school than I was comfortable at home. I remember like grade 4 or 5, like after like when I would come when it was like when I came back when it was like we time, like dismissal time. I never wanted to go home. I did not want to go home. I didn't really. I kind of just felt like, oh, well, all we do is fight. Because, like, all we did do was fight back home. Everybody was fighting. There was no, like, there was moments of peace, but did not last long because there would always be a new issue to argue about. And I just did not like my home place. So I tried to find solace in friends. But, you know, I got into the wrong crowds. And I was very much like, I will acknowledge the fact that I was not a great person when I first came back again. I was kind of a bully. And even when I was in Dubai, like I was kind of a bully to this one kid, which is like sorry to whoever that I forgot his name. I bullied the people that were like to me at that point. At that point, I'm sorry, was very like shy, meek. Everything that I didn't want about myself, everything I didn't like about myself that I saw in them, like made me hate them, or not hate them, but like made me like you're beneath me, cause like I would never want to be like that. But like now looking back, those are the people that are like they were thriving, and you were just being a bitch for no reason, which I feel bad, cause like now I would never do that, never like now. Me now would be like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, calm your ass down. You are not better than these people. They are better than you because they're thriving. They're actually thriving. They have friends they don't feel forced to hang out with them. They're the only reason why like now, like, you know, I don't want to like shit talk myself too much because I was in a place where I was quote unquote hurting. I was I was damaged goods already. So I was like, you know, there's something going on with that kid. There was something going on with me. So like I'm not gonna excuse. Okay, I'm not gonna invalidate what I went through, but also I'm not gonna invalidate the shitty things that I did do because I acknowledge the fact that yes, bitch, you were being a bitch. You were shitty. And then like grades 5 or 6 had a turning point, and that's when I was like, oh, I realized that I don't need to like force myself or like fake myself to be like around these people. And I did. I think around in high school, grade 7 happened, I did kind of try to like make amends with some of the people that I hurted. hurted, some people that I hurt, and some of them were like, I think most of them were just very like, okay, but like, I'm not gonna be close with you because like you're a bitch and you're like, who the fuck are you? But like, I understand that because like, who would want to be friends with someone that I wasn't like an outward bully. Like, let's just get that clear. I wasn't like bullying every day. I just thought we're friends. I could say this. I could do this. We're friends. That's what one my thought was, basically. But I did have this like underlying of why I showed it more to these people aside from other people was because I thought that when I thought a while ago. But that still doesn't excuse the fact that what I did and what I said was like very shitty. Was very shitty. I punched a kid in the stomach. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to that guy. He knows who he is. I don't know if he's watching. If he's watching, then hey. But I doubt that anybody in my life. I really doubt that anybody watches this. Like in my past life watches this. I still doubt that people in my life now watch this. So like, it's fine. This is just basically a diary at this point. But yeah, feel bad because like looking back, these are great people. Like looking back then and even now, like seeing their stories and like seeing their Facebook posts of them all being together, it's like wow, I really could have. Like, what if I wasn't a bitch? Like, what if I didn't go through the things I went through and like you just go through that, you know? And I'm not gonna like be guilt tripping anybody because like hello, you did that to yourself. You did that to yourself. Like, you really fucked up these people's lives and expect them to like you. Like, bitch, who are you? You're not God. You're not even. You don't give them anything. All you do is take, and you're just a bitch. Nobody likes you. And you know, it makes me feel sad because like, hey, you know, everybody at the end of the day, everybody just wants to be liked, and everybody just wants to have friends. But you know, eventually, when high school did come around, I did start regularly. Well, I kind of did start regularly hanging out with these people also, five, six, grade five and six, cause we were in the same club. But I could tell that they were keeping me from a distance, and you know, when we were in high school, I had I don't know if I did it, but I think I did try my best to be like more nicer, and I did try my best to be more warm to other people because like how are you gonna accept how are you gonna how do you expect to be loved when you're not showing it to other people, or like how are you gonna expect to be treated like a nice person if you aren't nice to them? So I did kind of try to change my trajectory or try to change my attitude towards everybody because like you know at the end of the day, again, everybody just wants friends. So I wanted friends. And yeah, I started hanging out with this group. I could tell that they like not tell. I knew they didn't like me as much as they. Yeah, they even said it out loud that they don't really like me that much. They only I feel like they only hung out with me because during that time there was some points where I was very mature, I would say, but there were some points where I was like still very immature. So the mature parts I would like give great advice, especially when it came to relationships. Like even now, I would like tell them like I don't know. I think it was just because I was just being rational about it. Probably because I was exposed to like a lot of different things before, and I was like already exposed to like how relationships should work, even though I didn't have a fucking relationship. But hey, and all that. But what the hell? Yeah. So when our high school came around, I did. It was like very reverse. I felt like I painted myself like such as a bully. No, I was very much like just alone, but a bitch. I was kind of friends with everybody to a certain extent. I was like, I could have like long ass conversations with any group of people if you put me there. And like we have something to talk about. I can talk for hours. But I wouldn't say that I was a part of their friend group or whatever. But that's like fine. Like I'm not gonna fault anybody for that because like, hey, bitch. But yeah, anyways, wow, I finished one brow a while ago, and now we're just talking with me with one brow. Anyways, I'm just gonna finish this while speaking. But yeah, so the friend group that I stayed around with, yeah, we've established that we were in the same club, all that. I could tell that they didn't really like me, but like they had to be cordial, I guess. I really don't get why they felt the need to be cordial. Maybe because we were kids and maybe I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the conversations they had with each other to like make a conclusion cuz that's their group. But like imagine like when you're like 16 or like no, even now. I hung out with those people like half of my life basically. Not half, but like maybe like a third. A third of my life I hung out with those people. So like, you know. Oh, so I'm just talking about the people in my age group or like in my grade. I also did kind of like when I was in high school, I did kind of like make friends more with the people in a higher grade because hey, we are mature. No, I think it was because the things that I was enjoying I was like drinking and smoking like at 13, 12. So it was like, hang out with the older people because they were already doing those things. But yeah, with that in mind, I had much more greater time hanging out with the older kids because they did kind of see me as a baby and they were like kind of being like more not baby but like more so like there's someone who's younger that gets us. So like, let's not treat him like a child, but like let's still keep him like as a child. But I still don't know. Like I don't know. I'm just assuming because I had personally had a great time when I was talking to them. I still talk to them sometimes. Not all the time though. Miss y'all. Anyways, with my old friend group, with that friend group in mind, um, they said and did a lot of things as a group. Like I'm not like saying like as a group that is very like questionable. Like now, if they did that to me now, or if they did that to anyone now, which is gonna be weird because like, bitch, you're grown, you're 20, 21, and you're acting this way. Kind of crazy. Okay. But like, yeah, it was very much in line with like the mean girl bullying. They call me names. A few of them did kind of physically hurt me, which is like, they was like they were justifying it because I'm a dude, blah 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 blah, so they can hit me, but I can't hit them because I'm a dude. Which is like, girl, bitch, equal rights, equal fights. I'm just kidding. But like now I'm not gonna take it. If that were to happen, I'm gonna be like, if you fucking touch me, even if you're a fucking girl, I'm gonna touch you back. But like, Luckily, haven't gotten to that point yet. Who knows? I'm just kidding. But like, yeah, I did kind of like when it was happening, I was just like, oh yeah, sure, I understand. Like, it was very mentally taxing, mentally and emotionally like draining. Cause like I didn't care about the physical stuff because at that point I think I didn't care about my body anymore. Like I really did not care. Like I was so fat. Did not really care about my looks that much. I only cared about my brows. I only cared about my face. My body was like, who's this? Like, fuck this shit. My face though, I was very much like insecure of. I was very insecure of my brows. That's why I'm doing my brows. Back then, my brows were very much like this, but like imagine them like this color, like this thick, and like up to here. So, but like that's the past. Anyways, that was you know I didn't care about my body, but it was very mentally and emotionally draining. I don't know. I think it was also like that for them because it was weird because like they would abuse me. I'm just saying that word. Like I'm not abused. Let's say like hurt. Let's just say hurt. They would hurt me. I would fight back a little bit, but not really because I'm a dude. And they would be like gaslighting and be like, "Why are you hitting me?" Or like, "Why are you saying this? You're so mean. You're such a bitch. Like this is why we're doing this to you because you're mean." And I'm like, in my head, I was like, "Bitch, I'm only doing this because you did it first." But you're saying that I did it. They had reasons. I still do not know what reasons they had to do it, but they always would bring up like you were a bitch to us in the past, and I was like, tell me when, tell me what instance. Never got an answer, and I don't really remember doing anything to them. But I remember being a bitch or like being a bully to other people. So like, is it me? Or is you just making up shit? Or did you just really not like me because of the things that you witnessed and heard? Like, like make up your mind. Now, like I still do not know what these people are like talking about, like bullying me and like bitch, I never like bullied you. I didn't even interact with you that much. I really considered you as a friend. I considered these people at a certain point, like when we were in grade school, as the popular people. I would try to so bad to impress the popular people, but I would be like such a bitch to like the people that weren't really popular. But like I won't say because I was a kid, but like that was very much it. Like I was a kid. I did not know that people could be friends with other people based solely on what they have in common. I wanted to be friends with the popular people so bad. I think it was like my my want of being to be liked so much that made me like tunnel vision to like these popular people. I need to be friends with them because they're liked. And if they're well liked and I hang out with them, people are gonna like me. Like that was the mindset. That was my mindset. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna joke with you. And like even into like after not after, like a little bit before COVID happened, that was still very much my mindset. But when COVID did happen and it was like, oh, there's nobody to impress, and I was like, just me. I was kind of thriving, like not gonna lie, but like we'll get to that later. Wow, this shit is an hour long. Oh no, it's been 39 minutes. Anyway, it's not an hour yet. Kind of crazy that it took me an hour to finish my brows. But, I was very much talking in between. Anyways, now that my brows are kind of done, I don't know. Do they look good? They probably look like shit, but like I'm just gonna let them be. They look like shit, but like, it's fine. I'm not gonna. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just kidding. It's fine. I'm just kidding. Um, yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah. Like I still to this day do not know. Like please tell me if y'all are watching this. Please DM me and tell me what I did so I can finally take accountability and say sorry or like do reparations or tell me what you want me to do because like really even now like it just pops up in my head like why did they do that? They said that because I did something. They said because you did this and I was like did kasi sabi nila na ginawa mo kasi yung dati, yung ginawa mo sa akin dati and I was like ano ginawa ko sa'yo dati? No answer. So I was like ano ang ginawa ko? Like still to like it's so weird, but like there were some of them that that was valid because like okay, I understand why you would think I'm blah 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 blah. And there was also I think it was also just another case of like they didn't like me because they just didn't like me. We didn't have anything in common aside from one club. And they didn't like find a drive in me, blah 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 blah. No, like I get it. But like I think I was also in a mindset of like we can be like that's when I realized that oh we can be different people and still be friends with different like I could be this way like I can like choose to not be academically in like not academic not I could choose to not be like studious or like be academically involved but I can be friends with someone who's really academically involved and I was friends with those people but I never really was like oh can you help me I never because I was like this is on me like I'm not gonna ask you for like answers or whatever because like bitch you worked hard on your shit and you're just gonna give it to me just because we're friends? No, I was not like that. I don't think. Maybe I was. I don't remember. Tell me in the comments if I was. Like, hey. If I was, then hey. But yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, like, don't know. There was an instance where this was weird. This thing that happened to me was like very weird. There's two instances that like no, there's like a few instances with each person, which was like very weird. Anyways, so there was like, should I talk about the group? I don't know if I should talk about the group. Maybe I should. Like, I see them from like I see their stories, and I'm just like, good for you, girl. But like, there's nothing like I don't do anything or like I don't like react or like I see them like I'm just like okay, good for you, girl. But like, remember this. But remember this though. um, let's start with a few tame ones. Um, oh, I ranted about this in my story where it was like, oh, I've never gotten like a surprise birthday thing from a group of friends, and like when I was even when I was in high school because I never did, which is like fine. You don't have to spend shit on me. You don't even have to like give me a gift. Like you didn't greet me on my birthday, and you say that we're a group of friends, and they also had a group chat without me in it. So like that says a lot. Okay, let's go into the group chat thing first. There was an instance where it was like the last year, cause like I was with this group, let's say like six, seven, eight, nine, and like 10 it was like a very blurry year. So like when it was like the last year, because I did remember like I don't know what grade it was. I think it was 9 or 10. It was 10, I think. Where I gave them a letter and was like, "Hey, I appreciate like legit remember writing this down. This was we were still in school and I was writing this down. I was like, I'm gonna stop being friends with them because like at this point I think I was like very much into like realizing my self worth. Cause like I'm not worth this kind of friendship. Like I don't care if we don't hang out or like keep in touch after school because I know we're not because once we're out of school, radio silence. Don't talk to these bitches. They only talk to me when they have a problem they want to talk about, when they're having boy problems, girl problems, because some of them are bi. Those are the only instances where I talked about them. And sometimes they would talk shit about other people, which I was like, okay, girl, you know, I'm not gonna. Like, that was the only time we would talk on Messenger. So it was like, so like, I kind of understood, like, after we graduate high school, these people are not gonna talk to me anymore. And that's fine. That's completely fine. Is it fine? Yeah. I think it's fine because like I think I've moved on enough to a point where I don't yearn for their attention or I don't yearn for like them saying hi or anything. A few of them did reach out during COVID, but like it was because they needed something. One of them, it was because they needed something for their project, and I was like, okay, girl, good for you. And one of them was trying to, I think, reconnect, but I think at that point I was just like very much, yeah, no, this is not gonna happen. Like I wasn't open to anything. And I don't know if I'm still open. Like, I don't know if I'm still not open. I think I'm not. Like, let's just say it's safe to say that I'm still not open to like rekindling anything because like I haven't apologized for anything. They haven't apologized for anything. One of them did apologize, but like that's a little later. But yeah, like the group chat thing. Yeah, so I remember like writing a letter down and being like, "Hey, I appreciate we've been friends, but like I'm just gonna stop hanging out with y'all because like y'all know it's forced. Like every time I would come with y'all to eat lunch, y'all would be like very like it was very obvious that y'all didn't want to hang out with me. And I remember seeing the reaction, seeing their like some of their reactions when the letter was read. They were like kind of rolling their eyes thinking that oh, he's being dramatic again. And I'm just like, "Oh, okay." That's that. I was serious. Like I did not talk to them for like I think it was grade 9. Yeah, I think it was grade 9. I think it was grade 9 or grade 10. I don't really don't remember. I really don't. Because I think I've done it a few times where I was like, hey, I'm gonna stop hanging out with y'all, but then like afterwards, I would like I think it was like a week or a few days, I would talk to them again and kind of hang out with them again. But like I think grade 10 was like the final like yeah okay. So grade 10 it was like the final where it was like serious. Like I'm not gonna like force myself with any of these people. If I have to talk to them, I'm gonna talk to them. But if I don't have to, then that's that. If we hang out, then we hang out. Then that's that. So it happened. Talk to them. Blah 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 blah. And I started hanging out with the other people in the library more, and I felt more safe there. I felt more like okay. But that kind of fizzled out because they were a grade above me. No, no. So looking back, it was grade 9 because they were grade 10. The people that I was hanging out with. Yeah, that happened grade 9. Grade 10. Grade 10 was like a weird. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I'm getting the story mixed up. Grade 10 was like a weird. Like, I'm part of the group, but not really. I only talk to them when I talk to them about something. All that. Moving on. So like yeah, I think there was an instance where they had asked me like, do you want to join the group chat? And I was like, do you like, you have to ask. Like, if you're like a friend, if you think, if I told you that I feel left out and left out on something, if I told you that I'm not gonna cry again. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna cry. But like, if I told you that I felt left out on this particular instance, it's not a good move to ask, do you want to join? Because it makes it seem like you're only asking now because I said something. It was never your intention to actually let me join. And if I probably joined, y'all would have just made a separate group chat talking more shit about me. Or like, saying things that you don't want me to hear, which is like fair. Y'all can have secrets. Oh, that was also a big thing, which is like I always felt like I was out of the loop about things. I would just find out that they were planning on going somewhere. Oh, this is so sad. This is actually so sad. But like I would just find out that they were like going to the mall or they are already at the mall and I would be like, "Oh, y'all went out?" And we were like, "Oh yeah, sorry, it was like something we talked about." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then they would be like, "Do you want to come?" And be like, there were a few times where I would come, but I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna stay for long." And it wasn't like they would only ask me like once they're like about to go. So like there were a few times where it came and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna go." We're like, "Oh, okay." I'm just gonna hang out in the mall by myself. That's when I started like hanging out in the mall by myself. This was Circuit Makati, because that was like the nearest mall near us. But like I didn't at that point I was very much just like I did feel very alone. I did not really have any much friends, which was like, I had one of them that I would consider like my best friend during that point. We had a very toxic relationship, I would say. Like I don't even know if she remembers me. She probably does. Um, she probably does. She probably doesn't. But like, hey, she was like I would consider like she was like my best friend because she would open up things to me first, which was very serious things that I'm not gonna talk about. Am I? No, I'm not gonna talk about. She would open like very serious things to me first sometimes, but I think she only saw me as just someone. She saw me. I think she saw me as like the diary. Like I could tell you these things, and I will tell you, and I know for a fact you won't tell these people. Like you, that was like she. Like I had a problem about like keeping secrets. I don't have that problem now. Like, yeah, I don't. But I had a problem about keeping people's secrets for them because I didn't like lying. There was a part of me that didn't like lying. But there was a part of me when I was like younger that was like lying, 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 lying. I think that's also a part of their distress because I was a liar, liar. And then after that, I didn't like lying anymore. So like I would tell things that were told to me in confidence that they wouldn't like they don't want other people knowing about. Especially to like if they're talking shit about someone, I would be like, oh well. I would say it to the person, but like I would say it like it was me. It was weird because like they would be talking like one of them would be like telling me about a certain instance of like this happening which nobody was there or like it was just them and then would be like oh so blah 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 and like act like I was there which was like kind of dumb but that was then I'm very much changed. I don't do that no more. Like secrets are secrets. Took me out like yeah, I kept a very big secret for someone recently and it was like a year long of me not saying anything until she like finally told like our group about it and I was like, oh, okay, slay girl. It was very hard to keep this a secret because like it was very much like scalding tea. I was like really into tea time back then. Like, I realized that tea time is like tea time. It's not for you to be like, this is the tea I know. And I think I kind of did that to like make everybody like me. I was very much a pick me. I was very much a pick me. Still kind of now, maybe. I don't know. But I was very much a pick me back then, which is like probably also why they did not like me. But yeah. Yeah. So that was the group chat instance, and a tame one where, oh, a few instances with this friend group, just a few, just cause so we can like go over the actual reason why I'm here. It's been an hour and I haven't said the actual reason what prompted me to fucking make this video. I'm just talking shit about people at this point. This is me basically talking shit. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. When this a majority of these happened grade 9, and I was like, grade 9 was like when I was like, oh, I'm my own person. This was like, oh, I can find my community on my own. Like I can find actual real people that would like me. Cause there were a few people that in that grade too that was like very like I would say we're cordial now. Oh, that's sad. Anyway, hold on. I got some tea. Anyways, I just got some tea that was very sad, but like it's fine. Um, what was this? Majority of these happened when I was grade 9. So grade 9, one of the people in their friend group, I don't like them till now. I think I want to unfollow them on Instagram. Maybe. Cause I still follow a lot of these people on Instagram. I don't know if they still follow me. Sometimes like I'll check later, but like I don't know if they still follow me. But like let me just like check that later. But mm, that's when I was like very heavily smoking cigarettes. I would bring them to school, and our school was like, no, 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 no. In any school, you can't bring cigarettes. This like made this is like the thing that like made me and my mom like really, really fight. Cause the cigarette thing happened, and you know, so if you were there, if y'all were there, it was like a few like officers, like school officers, was like, oh, we were tipped off that there was someone with a phone, so we're gonna check your bag. But they were heavily checking my bag, so I was like, and I think I got tipped off that, and we were all bringing phones, so like the phones were hidden. The phones weren't taken away. When there were phones found, they were like, they just let it be. So I was like, oh, they're not looking for phones. They're looking for me. I was like laughing and smiling because I was like, I knew, because this bitch, I'm just gonna call her a bitch because like I do not like her and I still do not like her to this day. She's very, I don't know, she like very much hated me, probably because of like the things she heard. I don't know, because like every time me and her had an interaction, it was not warm, it was not nice. I think she just didn't like me based solely on what the friend group was telling her because she had came into the school later, like later than me. So um, she was inserted into the group, and yeah, I think there was things being told about me, because like that's my only like conclusion on that is because me and this person never really had a one-on-one interaction before, and the first interaction that you and I have is you being like very cold and bitchy to me, like acting as if she was better than me. So I was like, okay, I don't like you because like, bitch, you didn't even give me a chance. But like, that's fine. That's on you. People are people. If you're gonna have an opinion about me, like, that's your opinion. I'm not gonna fight you on that. But like, we were not that close. But I would still try to be like very cordial with her because she was a part of the group. She was more so a part of the group than me. So I was like, I had to be nice to her if I wanted to keep hanging out with these people. There was a few instances where she would be like, "Can you not like bring cigarettes to school?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I smoke, but like I don't bring it around y'all, and I don't smoke around y'all, so like don't act as if like I was doing my thing. I'm not bringing y'all into it. So like please leave me alone. Like I can't keep it at home because my mom's gonna find it, and it's not bothering you." Like I would smoke in the bathrooms of school, which is like, sorry, love y'all, but like I smoked in the bathrooms, and I would come back and they would be like, "Did you smoke?" And I'm like, "Yeah, kinda." So I'd like douse myself in a perfume, and then move on. Because after that, I wouldn't be smelled. So I don't know what prompted her to like go to the disciplinary office and be like, "Well, one of them is like." They said it was her. The friend group said that it was her, the one. She was the one who like tipped off. So I was like, fuck this bitch. Fuck you. I was like, after that, fuck you. Because, like, bitch, who the fuck do you think you are? And her excuse was, I just want you to be more responsible. I just want you to, like, not do this. And I was like, bitch, you never cared about me. You don't like me. So, like, why are you acting as if you do? You only did this so that I could get in trouble. That's the only fucking thing. Because you never showed any kind of warmthness to me. So I don't know why you think that we're all best friends now and you think that this is an appropriate thing to do. It's making me cry because like it like not only affect it's not I'm not crying. It's making me sad because like I never really showed any malice towards this person. I would tell my other people that hey, I don't really like this person, but like since y'all are cool, I'm gonna not give it any thought. I'm just gonna let it be. But bitch, the fuck? You have always been like a fucking cunt to me. And I didn't say anything towards you because I knew you would just be like, "Eh, nyeh, 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 nyeh," and your voice is annoying. Fucking lesbians. Anyways, she knows who the fuck she is. I don't like her. And if anybody from that school or anyone that knows who this person is, like, I don't care if you tell them. I really don't care. She was a bitch. But yeah, after that, you know, they were searching the bags. My bag, it was a Herschel bag. It was like a fake Herschel bag. It was class A, so it looked nice. The inside seam of the bag ripped. So, and it was like inside of it, but it didn't like make a hole that would show outside. So basically, it made like a little pocket in the bag, and I would put it in there for them to like not see or like not be anything. And it was crazy because like only my friends knew that, like only the people in my class knew that's where I put it, and they would be like, "Oh, where'd you put it?" And I'm like, "Oh, I put it here. Like, it's fine." They, I was searched heavily. They made me take off my shoes. They made me take off my socks. They made me open up my wallet, everything, my jacket, everything. Which I was like, you're targeting me because y'all didn't ask these other people to take off their shoes. So like, what's this about? Just fucking tell me. And she couldn't look me in the eye like she couldn't look me in the eye when it was happening. I was like, I was looking at her because I had already like made a thought that she would like they already told me that she was telling them. So I was like, oh shit, fuck this. And it was crazy how when they opened my bag, they immediately went into the pocket. It was probably because the pocket was very weird. No, but the pocket was like not it wasn't visible. Like if you, it will only be visible if you have to like actually like put effort into like finding it. But they, ooh, it made me pissed off because I was like, oh shit. But I was just like, mm, okay. I was just like, okay. I get pissed, pissed off. Went to the fucking office. They talked to me. I was like, I understand, I understand, I understand all that. You know, talk to me again. It was fucked up. She couldn't look me in the eye when I was back. I was like, okay, it's fine. I'm just gonna get, talked to by my mom, but like, I didn't care at that point. I was very sad. I was very disappointed. Very. After that, I was just like, After that, I really went back to normal. Nothing really happened. They didn't suspend me. They didn't suspend me. I don't know why. I think my mom begged them, which kind of makes me feel bad because, like, hello, girl. Why are you begging? Anyways. After that, all my respect for that person went down the drain because, like, there are other people vaping. They bought a vape, doing other things, but, like, they bought a vape. Like, they bring vapes and bring other things. Why are you singling me out just because I'm the only one who smokes a cigarette? Like, a cigarette. That you're not even like I'm not even like getting you near to. After that incident, there was an instance where my friend, one of the friends, this was the best friend that I considered with the toxic relationship, but that's that. There was a she we were hanging out outside the school. It was like an off day, so we weren't like in uniform or anything. We were just hanging out near there. And she had asked me what the feeling of smoking a cigarette. I was like, it's really hard to explain. It's just like, at a certain point, it just feels like you're breathing flavored air, and it tastes like this. And she was like, and I was like, I mean, if you want to try it, then try it, but like, that's on you. I didn't force her, didn't shove a fucking cigarette down her throat, anything. I believe that like y'all have the autonomy to say no. You have the autonomy to say no if you actually don't want to do it. If you feel like you're being forced in doing it, saying no. I'm not pressuring you. I was not pressuring her at all. She was just like, I kind of want to try it. And I was like, oh, then try it. I was like, oh, really? I was like kind of enthusiastic because I was like, oh, really? Try it then, like, if that's what you want. Because, like, I know how people are going to take it. They're going to be like, oh, you forced her. No, bitch. When that happened, we were hanging out outside the fucking internet cafe. I was smoking. I was like, come on, mobile. Like, come with me. And I was smoking. We were just talking. We were talking about something. And she just got curious, and I was like, oh well, it tastes like this. It's really hard to explain. The only way you can find out really is like if you try it yourself. Suggestive, sure, it's suggestive, but I did not force her. Like, did not fucking force her to do it. The next day, everybody, the whole friend group comes in and attacking me. Putang ina mo, yan yan, ang pangit mo kaibigan, wala kang silbi, pakyo ka, wala kang apparent I don't know how she made it sound to them, but based on their reactions, it seems like it seems like they were made to believe that I forced her into doing it, which is like, but it was weird. It was weird because like I did not force this. Oh yay, they approved me. Thank you. Anyways, it was something. Anyways, but like they really made it seem like I fucking forced her to like take the fucking cigarette, and I was like trying to defend myself, which was like, I only told her if she wants to try it, then she can try it, and I gave it to her. If you want, and I asked her, and I did ask her several times, do you want to? Do you want to? Because I remember asking her several times because I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? And then like even after that, we would sometimes smoke, but like that's still like that whole instance is still buried into me where I was like, wow, I'm very like I like now knowing the vocabulary like gaslighting, being accused, manipulated, all of that, like all of that vocabulary was like, huh, was I gaslighted? Was I manipulated? Or was like blah blah blah, blah everything? Like it was like when COVID happened, when I was like going back to all this, I was like, what the fuck? Because that was like a really weird thing. Because like to me, you and me were there. Only you and me were there. You know for a fact I did not force you. I didn't fucking do this to your face, which is like, okay, sure, that's an exaggeration, but like, I wasn't giving it to you. Cause I remember that was my last one. I was like, this is my last one. I'm just gonna smoke it and then I'm just gonna walk home. Cause my house was near. And she was just like, oh, do you want to try it? I was like, well, okay. And she was like, I'll buy you. I'll buy you. I was like, okay, okay, sure. Blah 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 blah. We buy it. She smokes. I smoke first. And I was like, so this is what you do. You go, and then you know the best like not me teaching people. So the best way is like to learn is like take a put it in your mouth first and then breathe in. So that's how you learn to like take it, and it's not gonna affect and it's not gonna hurt as much. Cause you know when you first smoke, it's gonna be like like you take a deep breath like after. But I taught her, and it seemed like she got it down pat. So I was like, okay, you're kind of good. Like, and she was like, you have a new Yossi buddy. And I was like, ah, sure, you can do this. You can come, blah, 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 blah. Bitch, the next day, I got slapped. I got slapped. I got called names. I got called a bitch. She was crying. She was crying. No, not the next day, but like Monday. I was like, this bitch is crying. It was weird because like it wasn't like the first thing. I had noticed that they were like being like very much quiet. I was like, what happened? I already got the inkling that here we go. I already got that inkling of like, oh my god, here we fucking go. There's another fucking issue. I always get that inkling. Like I always had that feeling like when they wouldn't talk to me or they would like purposely ignore me. I'm like, did I do something again? Like I was like in a constant state of, did I do something again? What the fuck did I do this time? Like, what am I doing? That's why I'm very like insecure and like unsure with people, cause like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, legit, please tell me what did I do? What did I do again? Please tell me, cause like there sometimes they just be like, oh, we just didn't want to talk to y'all, and I'd be like, the fuck? But like, it was crazy. That was an instance of that, and I was just like, what the fuck? I don't know if that happened first or before me getting caught with cigarettes. I think that happened after, cause I think that was like the breaking point for one of them to be like, oh, I'm gonna report him to the blah 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 blah. And I was like, crazy, crazy. These people are fucking crazy. That's when I was like, these people are crazy. Like, thank God there was no summer program for theater, because for that year, I think there was no summer program, or if there was, I didn't join because I was like, bitch, I'm not. Did not hang out with these people at all. No, I still kind of hung out with that bitch, with that girl. So I was like, again, it was a very toxic relationship because like we would fight. It was like very blown out fights and like OA. But like we would be friends after, which is like very weird. I don't know if it's like a good thing, a normal thing, but like that's how it went, I guess. So like, oh, it was very weird. It was really weird. I don't know. I do not know. And I don't know. It's just looking back, it's like you try so hard to like change who you were. Cause I was very much they would always label me as you're the bad person, you're a fucking bad person, you're a villain, you're evil, blah 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 blah. And I'd be like, I don't want to be that anymore. And I did have a conversation with these people. I'm like, I don't want to be that anymore. I don't want to be the bad person in your eyes anymore. And I'm trying. I'm literally fucking trying to change. And I feel like I have changed to a point where I haven't done anything intentionally to hurt y'all. I haven't done anything to like intentionally hurt any of you. So like I don't know. I think that was like in the letter. So grade 10 happened. A, a transfer student came. So I was like, "Oh, she's cool. She's nice." She was friends with someone that I had open beef with, but I was like, it's fine. So I kind of stole her away from that, which is like slay. But then I got reverse carded. I got Uno reverse card, and that friend group took them away from me. And now like after that, she was like, "Hey, you're a bitch. You're fucking like." She was put into the friend group. She was put into the group chat without me knowing, which was sad because like this is the only other person that doesn't treat me shitty. Like we would hang out every for the first 2 weeks we would be hanging out a lot, and then like I came into school one day and they were like interlocking arms, and I was like, and my best friend, she was like, she's mine now. You don't have any friends anymore. She said that. She fucking said that. I was just like, oh ha ha ha. Ha. But like I knew she meant it. She fucking meant it because it happened. Afterwards, like I would still hang out with that person because like we were friends. But like it was very obvious that she was keeping me at a distance because or she was like acting the same way like them because, you know, she saw the green light to be a bitch to me or to torment me because they were doing it and I was just letting it happen. But like before that, she was very nice. We were having a nice conversation. We were having like emotional talks. We were talking about every single thing that we were like I was like, comfortable talking about and she was also. It was kind of sad cuz like, wow. This is a person that's new, fresh. Doesn't have any ill feelings about me and then y'all just took her away for what? So that I really would feel alone because y'all really think that I deserve to be alone. And now I guess y'all got what y'all wanted. I'm very much alone. I don't feel like afterwards, like after that, like I didn't really open up to like people that quickly. Yeah, sure, maybe I opened up to a lot of online people, but at the end of the day, these are people are online. It's not like it's a connection, but like it's very much different when it's like real life. You know. So like when I got back into school, didn't make friends. Tried not to make friends because I was like that very much that video. I'm like I don't need friends. Friends disappoint me. You can go to 5 or 6 stores or just one. I don't need friends. Friends disappoint me. Like that girl. Anyways, it took me a while, even in college, when I first came and I was like, I'm gonna just be cordial, but I'm really not gonna open up to any of these people. I'm not gonna open anything that I feel like is very important about me. Cause like I mean, my personality with me, my people pleaser, like people wanting to like me, kind of personality did was still or is still like very much me now. I would want to talk to I would want people to like me, so like I would very much be madaldal, talkative, and like make them like me or like talk about just anything. But like it was still very hard for me to like trust that this is a real friend. Like I would have like I had a lot of like I think the proper word is like acquaintances because we were maybe acquaintances. I would even just say like friends, but like it wasn't like me opening up or me talking about this that or them doing that because like it was very hard for me to like unpack that. Even when COVID was happening and I had a friend group with my cousins and a few people. I did like it was very still much like they were like weirded out that I wasn't talking, or like they would be like, why wouldn't you say anything if you feel something? They would ask me like, oh, you were feeling something, you felt this included. Why didn't you say anything? Because my immediate response was, oh, I didn't think y'all would care because like nobody in my real life cared. Nobody in my home cared about me enough, and nobody in my old friend group really cared enough. Nobody that I thought that was important in my life cared enough. I'm not looking at a script or anything. I'm just looking at the mirror. Cause like I don't know, like I don't feel. It feels weird like saying this into a camera, but like anybody that I did deem as important didn't really care about me, and I still think about it now. I still think that my friends now, like I would say that these like the people that I hang out with right now is like are my friends, but there'd be this like feeling of like, do they really care about me, or do they really see me as a friend? Do they really respect me? Do they really appreciate the things I do for them? Do I show them that I appreciate blah blah blah? Like I'm just very like I'm very insecure when it comes to friends now. And I don't know. It's kind of just sad like looking like if I was like looking at me and I wasn't me. I was like if I was just, like if I saw this happening to another person and I didn't like it was and whatever happened to me was like complete opposite, I would feel bad cuz like imagine like considering these people like y'all you saying that oh I want to be there when y'all make you know when you do your debuts because we were like 16 and 18. I would be like oh I want to be like one of your 18 roses. I want blah 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 blah. It's sad because like shit bitch like it's sad. It's just sad. I'm not gonna cry. I'm just getting like kind of emotional about it, but like yeah. um when graduation did come rolling around, I knew that it was like it wasn't the same. I didn't cry. I don't remember if I oh we didn't have graduation because COVID happened when we were graduation. But when we did graduate, I congrats everybody, congratulated everybody. Some personally, some not, but like you know, it was there. Said you know, congrats y'all, blah, blah, blah. And I was kind of holding out hope that they would also give me a message, but I never really got it. So. One of them did reach out. Like it was like afterwards. It was on Twitter. I still have it. I still have the message. Like I still bring it up from time to time, cause or like I still think about it, cause it was the message that helped me into moving on. I still haven't moved on, like obviously, cause like I don't know. I think I have moved on, but there's still some lingering like feelings about just that situation. I don't really feel any ill feelings towards these people anymore, except for that one bitch, cause like don't like her. Like if I were to see them in real life and be like, I'd be like, hey, it's nice seeing you. Have you been? Like, I would just keep it at that. Because, like, at this point, we're strangers now. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't talk to them. And I don't know if they still talk to each other. I'm guessing they do. That's just my assumption. I think they still do talk to each other, but, like, I don't have any ill feelings towards them because I do kind of understand that maybe they were just because like understood that they were also going through their own personal problems and then maybe they were going through their own personal hells and it felt okay or it felt nice to like let it out. The sad part was it was like it was let out on me. It wasn't let out in a healthy way. It was let out in a very toxic way, which I'm not gonna blame them because I also kind of did do that when I was in grade school. But you know, you were kids. Like when I think about that situation, the situation still haunts me. Just the situation of being in a friend group. Like me being in a friend group, like even now, like I love the friends that I have now, but like doesn't really feel like I feel content, I feel secure, but there be moments where I'm like, oh, this is kind of like how that was going. Is this gonna have the same trajectory as this or no? Like, is it gonna end the same? Which also like why I'm kind of scared because like we're not hanging out the same because I stopped a year. They're still in school, so they're hanging out all the time. And when I get back to school, they're already a year above me, and I'm gonna be not the same as them. So like there's also kind of that why I'm kind of scared of that. So I'm just gonna let that be. But like you know, it's just like very scary. Like it's traumatizing. Like I would say like I'm very traumatized. I'm very much traumatized about a lot of things, but like I don't know if I get triggered or I'm just in a very big state. Like I don't know if I'm triggered or I'm just triggered all the time to a point where it doesn't feel like I'm triggered. You know what I mean? I don't know if like this is just me now or this is just me because I'm thinking about like I'm not thinking about it. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, about the message that one of them sent, I don't exactly remember how it goes, but it was like, congrats on graduating. I know you're gonna do great, and I just want to say thank you for being a friend, and sorry for all the times that I was a bully to you because you were a friend. Love this person. And when I first read that, I cried because I was like, she was like one of the last people that I would expect to give me a message because she wasn't doing anything outwardly. She would sometimes, raise her voice and yell at me and call me names, but she wasn't physical. I think she wasn't, yeah. But, we didn't really have a good relationship. We weren't that close. We were close in some things because we did have things in common. We did have that one club in common, but we didn't have anything to talk about. She was very different from me. We had very different personalities. So I was very surprised that it took like she was like she was one of the last people that I would hear congrats and like sorry from, but she did. So that's when I was like crying, I was bawling my eyes out. I was at home. And yeah, I want to say thanks to that person because you made me see that I wasn't being crazy. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't thinking that, you know. But yeah. So like, when COVID happened after that, we moved here and that's when I started like doing a lot of self-reflection and that's when I was like going through all of this and I was like, wow. Was I being gaslit? Like I really do believe that I was being gaslit and manipulated into thinking I was the problem. Like I will say for some things, yes, I was being a problem. Yes, I was being a bitch. And there were some things where my intentions were pure, but the execution and the, let's say, the after effects were very different from what I had intended to be. Like yeah, I'll own up to those, but like most of the time it's like, why are you mad now? Like I just came into school. I just sat down to eat lunch. I'm not even talking. I'm only listening. And then when I say something, it's like, I'm like, what the fuck did I do again? Like, really, please tell me. Because I really don't know. But, like, I get it. I don't, like, I think after, like, I think when we graduated and, like, when it was happening, my immediate thought was just like, oh, they just don't like me. They hate me. They don't like me. There's something wrong with me. It was always just like, I was just really blaming myself. I didn't understand that maybe they were going through something. Maybe I didn't like put into account that maybe they were going through something. Maybe they're just mad. Maybe they're just, you know, emotional. But I don't know. Like I don't know the answers to these questions. So I don't know why we went into that friend group thing when we were talking about sexual harassment. I think this is just me just talking about trauma in general. So why I made this video was I was reading an AU, a fan fiction online, and as I said earlier, the main storyline of the fan fiction is that the person is going through something, blah 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 blah. Mm, you know, fan fiction. The story is like about someone that went through sexual assault when they were young by a person that they were supposed to trust and was supposed to be caring for them, and also like they just didn't like felt acknowledged or like cared for, so other people took care of him, which is good for him. But there was a line in the story which made me think of like, oh, so this whole page actually made me think about it. So it says he wants to be in control with the help of his tita Lucho and his tita Judith, Lucho and his therapist. After he realizes that his own father did to him, the urge to reclaim his body was strong. That's how he began hooking up with men. He knew he's gay ever since he was a child. The main reason his father even did what he did to him. He thought he'll get the satisfaction he's looking for. But man after man, and he still feels so empty. Let me read this properly. The urge to reclaim his body was so strong. That's how he began hooking up with men. He knew he was gay ever since he was a child. The main reason his father even did what he did to him. He thought he'll get the satisfaction he's looking for, but man after man, and he still feels so empty. Man after man, and he still feels like he doesn't own his body. It feels like no matter how hard he tries, he'll never reclaim his body. He'll never reclaim his rights to it. He doesn't feel any disgust in his body anymore. It's just screaming emptiness. No touches or kisses or whatever the hell makes his desires quench. Not until this person. Not until Leon. So that whole paragraph made me think like, is that why? Is like made me think like, is that why? Like is that why I started hooking up with these like men when I was like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? Like, is that why I went on Grinder? Is it because I was empty? And kind of, yeah, because I was looking for something. I wanted to be held. I wanted to be loved. Like during those times, I tried so hard to make the people I hooked up with like me so that they would consider dating me, but looking back, it was like, they're never gonna date you, baby. They're fucking 23 and you're a fucking 13-year-old. Yeah, you may look 18 because like your body's bigger and you're like tall and shit, but like you're still a 13-year-old. They're not gonna date you or they're not gonna fuck with you. So I was like, it put me in a position where I was like, fuck. Every person I hooked up with, I was like kind of in love with, and then we wouldn't talk afterwards because it was just a hookup. And then after that, I was like, oh, fuck. After that, there were hookups where after that, that's when I realized that oh, hookups were just hookups. That's where I kind of found fun in it. It wasn't like after that when I was like realizing that oh, this was like because there was one guy I was like oh I really love like I love him because we did it once and I'm like I'm in love with this person and you know I was a kid I didn't understand that there was no connection between us we only fucked he only saw me as a fuck thing. That's when I realized that oh I'm just here to like I took the mindset of I'm just a whole very seriously. I'm just a whole. And then after that, that's when it became fun because I was like, oh, there's no feelings involved. I'm not in love with this person, but I love the feeling of being satisfied sexually. So like that was why I liked it. I still did it like even during COVID. Not during. Like for that whole 2 years, I didn't. Bitch. For that whole 2 years, I did not hook up or like see anybody because like, bitch, COVID is happening. The fuck. But like after when they were like, oh, y'all can go out now. I was like, I need dick. And when I did do it again, it felt very different because like after this point, I would realize that oh, I was sexually assaulted. The things like how I reacted afterward is very much like in line with how sexually assaulted people act. Like not all. A lot of people after being sexually assaulted don't want to be touched or don't want to be intimate. But a lot of people try to reclaim their body by like I'm taking back my power by doing it because you sexually assault like this person sexually assaulted me. I'm taking back my power by going out and choosing to do it with this person, you know. But it doesn't really solve anything. That's why I say like every time like when people nowadays would be like, why are you just so single? Like you're such a great boyfriend. I feel like when you're a boyfriend, blah 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 blah. I would always just say like I'm just damaged goods. Yeah, like there's like because like there's a lot of different factors why I'm single. It's like a if they don't know me personally, Oh, if they know me personally, or they know me in a level where, I'm friendly with them. They know that I have a lot of bodies, and they assume that I'm just gonna be a slut. She's like, okay, I'm not gonna blame you, especially with my past. Yes, sure, I'm a slut. Second, I have an okay personality, but my looks, that's three. It's like my looks. I have an okay personality to a point where you're such a great friend. Like, I'm a great friend, but I don't think people see me as like boyfriend material. Some people do, but they wouldn't date me because A, they're girls, or B, they're straight. Third is like the looks. Like, yes, I'm very gorgeous, I'm very pretty, like, hey, pretty, like, I'm cute, all that in the face. But like body, nobody wants my body. Nobody wants to date anyone with my body. And also, four is like, it's not that I'm picky or I have a type. It's just like I have my standards are high at a point because, you know, it took me a while to like see my self worth as a person. Like, aside from me like having a hard time like losing weight because that's like a big issue for me. I want to lose weight actually. I want to be skinny now. I'm trying to, but like, it's not gonna happen overnight or in like 2 months or 3 months. So like, gonna get me a long while. But like, my standards don't meet my personality and my looks. So that's why I'm single. But and I think I just resigned after like realizing all of this. I think I just resigned the idea of like being in love or like falling in love with someone and them actually liking me back or like falling in love with me. Cause like I'm not gonna deny it. Like there are some people that I'm like, oh, I like them. I would see myself having a future with them. I see myself like liking them even more. I want to get to know them more, but that's just that. It's just me. I don't think they would think of me as like someone that's marriage or like boyfriend material. Not marriage, but like boyfriend material or someone that they would get to know because I simply don't interest them. And like after all that, like like I'm resigned to like no, nobody's gonna fall in love with me. And if they do, why? Cuz like let's be honest, like even if people like me for my personality, if they fall in love with my personality, the first thing that they're gonna look at is my looks. Like that's how with anybody. That's how just as like in any relationship. Like you're not gonna like that person just because of like how they treat you. It's gonna happen because of how you look first. Like or who you are. I haven't reached anything in my life to a point to be proud of. I feel like a lot of people in my age range and a lot of people in my life have reached a level of success to a point where it's understandable why they're in a relationship because they're this, they're that. He's this, she's that. Like they have this, they have that. I'm nothing. I don't have anything to show for. The only thing I'm good at is singing, and sometimes I'm bad at that too. Like I'm shit right now to like I can't even sing properly right now because I'm sick. Like, I act sometimes, but like I don't really have the opportunity to do that here cuz like it's very rural and my school doesn't like have clubs for that. I can dance, but like nobody's going to watch a fat bitch dancing even if like it's semi good. I have talent, yeah, sure, but like what is talent compared to a person with money, with influence? with looks. This is me basically ranting now. But like me, like with the, I think I think I'm done talking about the sexual assault thing because like I've talked about it to like a few of my friends and some family members, but like not my mom, not my brother. But I think they've heard it many times when I talked about it here alone. But they're just waiting for me to like open up about it. But I don't think I ever will. I don't think I will right now, especially in this moment in time. What will be? Anyways, but yeah, um, that's about it. This basically turned into a podcast. Um, if you want me to talk about something, anything, DM me or like put it in the comments because I'm probably gonna upload this on YouTube. I don't know, maybe, but yeah, this was very cathartic because it was very sad, especially during this season. Oh, I'm not done yet, but like I'm gonna make it reach 2 hours because why not? Slay. But yeah, for this month, especially during this month, I always get sad because it's cuffing season and all the boys. It's cuffing season, and I want a boyfriend. I really do. Like, I would say I'm resigned. I resigned to like nobody's gonna love me, but like there's still like me hoping. But like that's that. Anyways, that's about it. I'm not gonna make it reach to 2 hours, but I don't know. Thank you for listening. If you watched this whole thing, thank you. That's so weird. If you watch this whole thing, DM me, whoever you are. Like, this is crazy. Anyways, bye.